You're welcome back. To be successful in life, we often set goals for ourselves. Many a times we fail. And it is also said that if you fail to plan, then you are planning to fail. So for this reason, we want to correct that one. We want to plan to achieve our goals. So I have in the studio to help us do this, Dr. Kofi Osei Kusi. He is a life coach, a motivational speaker, and a consultant. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
I hope you're not on strike.
I'm not on strike at all.
He's not a medical doctor. Okay. Next to him is a young lady also who is called Yasmin Buama. She is a CEO of African Bag Recruitment. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. So we often set goals for ourselves, and sometimes the goals are not achieved because of certain reasons. First of all, let's find out how important goal setting is.
Well, goal setting is so important, especially if you want to be successful in life.
Okay.
I mean, for instance, if you give a man a bow and arrow to shoot, the first thing he will ask you is, what should I shoot at? Because, I mean, if you just start shooting, anywhere could be a destination, you know, and you're not going to achieve anything. So for any serious person, if you give the person a bow and arrow to shoot, the person asks you, what should I shoot at? Should I shoot at the wall? Should I shoot at this animal? You know, so once you give a goal, it sort of focuses the person. It sort of helps you measure achievement and success and so on. So without a goal, any place really is a destination, and you're going to have no drive to move forward in life.
Okay. You like to add something to that?
Yes, I totally agree with Dr. Kofi. I believe that if you're setting out on a major destination, you would want to plan out how you're going to get there, where you need to stop, or you know, the people you need to meet in order to get to your final destination. So planning your goal is important. It helps you focus. It also helps you, it motivates you, and you have a sense of purpose as well. So that's very important to do.
Good. So now we have set out the rules. I mean, the piece actually. Now, somebody walks to you and says that my goal in life is to be happy. Let's break it down. How can you achieve this? My goal is to be happy.
Right. Ideally, to be able to achieve your goals, we recommend that it's a SMART goal. It's a SMART goal. When we say a SMART goal,
good. That's an acronym.
That's right. S is for specific. The goal must be specific. So for this particular case, the person wants to be happy, which is specific. All right. It's got to be measurable. You've got to determine what you mean by being happy. Okay. What do you mean by being happy? Is it like you always want to be smiling? You want to be friendly and that sort of thing? So that is measurable. It has to be achievable. It has to be realistic. And it has to be time bound. When do you want to be happy? Now, personally, I think being happy is a very important goal to have in life. I have always had that, you know, as one of my key goals. It's driven my life up to this point in time. And I tell people that I think I'm one of the happiest human beings on the face of the earth. Now, how can you achieve a goal like that? Okay, to be happy, it depends on your goals, what you're doing in life. Okay, so if you serve in society, you find that you are happier. Okay, if you're not working for money and you're working to serve people and to improve the well-being of people, you find that you're happier. Another thing you do to be happy is your relationships. Okay, if you surround yourself with the sort of people that you know that encourages you, that inspires you, you find that you're a happier person. So the way you relate to people and the people you surround yourself with determines whether you're going to be happy or not, to the extent that the spouse you marry can influence the level of your happiness in life. Okay, now your finances also plays a role in the level of happiness in life and your contentment. You know, for instance, you don't need to be a billionaire to be happy, but you need some level of finances to be happy. So you need to work on your financial life as well to be happy.
So you need to determine the little things that would help you achieve the happiness you're looking for. As in identifying the specific things that will make you happy.
Exactly.
So this is the first one.
And then it's action. So you have your actions as Dr. has stated out. But it's also important to have a time to it. So for example, you want to be happy for the rest of your life, for example. Okay. So that you have a plan. Like he was saying that, okay, maybe I would ensure that, you know, in my marriage I do this, I do that, I do this. And maybe also is to have a bit of faith have a bit of faith, have a bit of, read a lot of inspirational things. So you say, okay, maybe every day I'll read something inspirational, because it's quite a challenging task to be happy at all times.
Yeah.
And I always want to be happy. It's quite a challenging goal. So you say to yourself, perhaps every day you have a goal of reading something inspiring and sharing that inspiring. Maybe your goal is to put a smile on someone's face. So you do
Yes.
something that would give you that,
And sometimes deny yourself a bit.
exactly. Exactly. So that makes you feel you've achieved something.
Yeah.
It's rewarding, and that also motivates you. You have to have something that's also rewarding. So it's important that you put these actions in place, and you have every day something you're doing, or every week that you can go back and look at and see, I have done this, I have achieved that today, I'm happy with this, this is the next thing in my plan.
Okay, so you identify the specific things that should make you happy, and then you put in some action plan
That's right.
that
Yes.
should help you
That should
achieve
lead
this.
you there, yeah.
All right. Would there be any distractors on the way? I mean, I have set out to be happy. I have put in my plan. I'll do this, this, this. Maybe slimming down a bit is what will make me happy,
Yes.
right? So I have tried to put in some measures, and every morning I wake up, I go for some walk, or I just lie down in bed and do some, sit-ups, whatever. So this is my plan. Is there anything that could distract me
Yes,
from achieving this?
Of course, life itself is quite,
Yes,
there's a
throw
lot
you
going
off
on.
board.
That's
Can
right.
throw you off board. There's a lot of technology going on. So, for example, you can be bombarded with emails, phone calls. People distract you as well. Everyone's coming to you with their issues. So you might find that if you want to maybe wake up every morning, you want to slim down and do your sit-ups or go for a walk, you can't, because the night before you've been on the phone for hours talking to your boyfriend or your friend or whatever it is. So now you're tired, so you can't go. So the thing is that again, when you have a plan and you're focused and you know where you need to go, you need to be quite strict on yourself in terms of your time management. Take out the irrelevant things. Of course, you have to be there for you talk to your friends and be supportive to your boyfriend, whatever it is. Knowing that you need to wake up early in the morning, make sure you fix it around the time that's convenient for you. You don't stay up late when you know you need to get up early in the morning to go for a run. And the thing is, you have to remember that not everyone has the same aspirations as you. Okay. So because they don't have the same aspirations as you, or they don't know what you're doing on the results that you're trying to achieve, they will distract you, because everyone is selfish. It's just us as human beings. So you've got to make sure that you are also, know where you need to head to, and you fix as much as possible things that your personal life and making people happy as well into your plan and goals.
Okay. So is it possible to have various goals? As in, one of my goals is to be happy, the other one is probably to make others happy, or different goals. Can you have different forms of goals at the same time?
In fact, it's very important that you have a goal for every area of your life, okay? So you need to have like a career goal. Where do you want to be in the next 5 years? Where do you want to be in the next 10, 15 years? You need to have like a financial goal.
Okay.
You need to have, in terms of your finances, how much money do you want to have? How much worth do I want to be in the next 10 years, 15 years? Or by the time I get to pension age, how much worth do I want to be? Okay. You need to have like educational goals in terms of, where do I want to be in terms of, education. Do I want to have a master's degree? Do I want to have a PhD? That sort of thing. Okay. You need to have like a marriage goal, a family goal. Like when you come to my house, in my living room, I have the vision of my family, where I'm taking my family. You need to have a goal, the kind of future you want to have. So in every important area of your life, you need a goal, because without a goal, you're directionless in life. It's very, very important. You need to have a business goal. Where am I taking my organization? Where am I taking my business? Where am I taking the people around me? If you're really serious in life, you've got to have a goal, and the goal must be written down. It's so important that the goal is written down. And if you're really serious, the goal should be written in a place where you can be looking at that goal every single day. Because for as long as you're projecting and you're looking at that goal, it becomes real to you. It doesn't matter how impossible, that goal may be. Write that goal down. Let's go to the scriptures in Habakkuk 2. It says the vision, the goal must be written down. So as long as you're looking at that goal, you have the energy to run towards it. And for some of us, we've written our goals for many years, and every time you see that you're moving towards it or you are breaking the limits, because as long as the eyes focus on that goal and the mouth is speaking about that goal, you are empowered from the inside to achieve and outrun that goal.
I totally agree. I believe that you can have various goals, and I believe that you know, it's you have sometimes, you know, if you have too many goals, you can be a bit distracted as well. So as Doctor said, you just fix on the important aspects of your life. So some people with spiritual goals, spiritual career, health is also very important. And yeah, spiritual health and career goals.
So among all these goals, would you say there is one that is ultimate among them? And this ultimate one should drive you, or I mean, put the rest together to fall in line?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking that question, and sorry if I'm jumping for that. Because I'm really excited about that sort of thing. It's purpose. It's purpose. We are on the face of the earth for a purpose. Now, if you walk on the face of the earth without knowing the reason why you're here, you're going to waste your energy, you're going to waste your skills, you're going to waste your drive, you're going to waste everything. It's so important that you ask yourself that number one question: why am I alive? Why was I put on the face of the earth?
So that's the starting point.
And that's the starting point, because when we're coming, look, when my daddy met my mommy, you know, he showed at least 1 billion sperm cells. And only one of those 1 billion sperm cells made me.
You.
I mean, there were almost 1 billion people coming to the face of the earth. And guess what? I came out. That means there was a reason why I had to be selected out of all that 1 billion. And so did you. Now you need to ask yourself, why am I here? Because that is what would explain what you like, why you are who you are, what makes you angry, why you are tall, why you are short, why you are black, why you are African. You know, when you understand your purpose in life, everything else falls in place.
Good one. You need to understand your purpose in life.
Of course. What is your calling? What are you deeply passionate about? What touches you deeply is very important to find out.
Good. So we have determined what our goals are, and we have also selected the ultimate one. Let's just do a stepwise thing. Okay. You mentioned first that the goal should be SMART. Specific, measurable, attainable, what else? Realistic, and then time-bound. Okay, so let's try setting out the steps involved in getting this kind of goal sets, because the most important thing here is that we want to be able to achieve our goals. Many a times we set them, but we'll go halfway through or maybe quarter way through, and we just lose it.
We forget about it.
Yes, we just lose it. Yeah, we go like, oh, this is just too much. You know?
Keep moving the goalpost.
You know, maybe, so you say probably you set a medium-term goal, and then it started out to be a lifetime goal. You know, so let's see how we can do this and then achieve the goal stepwise.
Very important. So, so first of all, you have the goal. I mean, first of all, you understand your purpose in life, because every goal you set ought to be connected with your purpose in life. I mean, it would be absolutely crazy for me to set a goal to be the best footballer in Ghana. I'm not a good footballer. I'm not even overexcited about football. It's not in my line of calling. My line of calling is for the youth, to really serve the youth and invest in the youth. So my purpose in life is connected to that. So one, to know why you were here. Number two, to set goals in the various important areas of your life. Okay, like my colleague said, you know, for your health, for your finances, for your career, for your marriage, for your family, you know, for your education. Write down the key goals in all of these areas. Write it down, okay? And then break it down into deadlines. You know, what do I want to do in the next 10 years, 5 years, 1 year? And break it down to daily habits, because you got to make your goals daily habits. I mean, if I'm in GHS right now and I want to get a PhD, I must know that I need to study along these lines every single day. What am I going to learn so that I can achieve that big goal? If I want to have a certain amount of money by the time I get to pension, I should understand that every single month, perhaps I ought to save 100 Ghana cedis. I work at GTV. I want to retire not broke, but at least, you know, financially independent. You ought to decide that every month I have to save 50 Ghana cedis or 100 Ghana cedis, put it in an investment, and then put it in some sort of, you know, long-term, you know, investment. So you need to write this down, break it down to daily habits, and start working towards it. And also, lastly, you know, get a good mentor to support you, you know, as you're trying to achieve those areas of your life.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
So, for example, just to add on to Dr. Kofi's statement, if, for example, you want to be a CEO of African Bag Recruitment,
Good.
so you say, this is what I want to do in 5 years' time. I want to set up my own company. I want to be able to train people. I want to be able to give people opportunities and putting them into jobs. How do I go about doing that? So in 1 year, in 1 year's time, I want to be able to be working for a recruitment agency. I want to be able to build my clientele because I know this is what I want to do. I want to set up my own company. How are the other agencies doing it? So I work there. So I plan to work in a recruitment agency for a year. Then I move back. So in 6 months' time, I want to take a course because it's very important. Like if you're moving to move on in life, to move forward in life, you need to be knowledgeable, you need to build up your skills, so you need to be well networked. So in 6 months' time, what am I going to do? I'm going to study, okay, these are the areas I don't understand. This is what I need to learn. This is how I need to build my skills. So that's what I'll do in 6 months' time. Now you move back again. Now you're thinking about maybe in a month's time, what should I do? I need to speak to CEOs. What are the challenges that they're encountering in setting up a business? What are HR people doing? Read around it. And then you say, okay, in a week's time, I'll book meetings. So you've done these are your steps to achieving your goals. You've got what you're going to do in a month's time. You've got what you're going to do in 6 months, in a year, 5 years. So you have the long and the short term goals that you plan out.
I'm very glad about that example you set out because it was going to be my next question. Many of the youth today, you come out from the university and you don't have a ready job. So you want to be an entrepreneur yourself. You want to do something on your own. But the challenge has always been, how do I go about it? So I'm happy you made that example, especially setting yourself as an example. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Are there any signs? I mean, if you're so overwhelmed with so many goals, what are some of the things that can be a pointer to tell you that, okay, probably you're overwhelmed, you're getting distracted, you're doing too many things, and I mean, are there any distractors that would serve as example to tell you that you are losing focus on what you want to achieve?
Awesome. I mean, you can't get distracted, and it's possible to have too many goals. But I want to be careful on that one. You can't just have one goal in life. You are multifaceted. You can't just focus on your health. If you just focus on your health, your finances will run down. If you just focus on your finances, your marriage will run down. You know, we're living in a world where you got to handle so many things at the same time. And so you got to have the major goals. There are about 7 to 8 major areas of your life. So you ought to have goals for those major areas of your life, because one aspect of your life you can't allow to run down. Okay. But you can determine that when you're extremely stressed out. Okay, I mean, when you're confused and you're extremely stressed out, it means you're getting a little bit too distracted. Secondly, what I recommend to young people is, because I speak to young people, and because today's International Youth Day, so if you're youth out there, you should be excited. But what I recommend to people is that you need to have regular meetings with yourself. Look, you are probably one of the most important human beings on the face of the earth. If you go for meetings and conferences in church or to the mosque or wherever you go, you do all of that. You ought to have time for yourself. You ought to sit down with yourself weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually, to have a meeting with yourself. Where am I going? Have I gone so far with my life? Am I getting distracted by A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z? And write that down. Have a meeting with yourself and plan your life. And so you can figure out where you're going off track and where you're going on track.
Okay. You want to add something?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's good to write it down. For example, I sometimes you feel like you've got so many things going on. You know, you've got an event that you're organizing, you've got training, you've got recruitment, you've got family, you've got friends. There's so many things going on. The thing is to prioritize. You know, so you have your ultimate goal, and then what's important first. And in terms of your timing, what's urgent now that's is still working towards your goal. So that's important. It's very important to write it down and to have the meetings with yourself. Yes.
Okay. So you don't end up being a jack of all trades, master of none.
Yes,
You're doing so many
exactly.
things
No.
and actually doing nothing in the end. Okay.
Can I quickly add two important things on
Okay.
goal setting, which I think is
Okay.
absolutely important if you're going to be able to achieve really very big goals. Two things. One is leadership capacity, and two is faith. Let me start with faith. Goal setting is all about faith. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen in the next 5 years. But goal setting is about faith. It's about believing in the future. And if you're going to be able to achieve big goals in life, you ought to have faith. Like, she's the CEO of a recruiter company.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an act of faith to say that I think I can build this kind of company. No matter who you are, you don't lack faith. Every human being on the face of the earth has the gift of faith. You may be at the bottom. Somebody said this important quote. He said, it is important to be at the bottom of the ladder you want to climb than at the top of the ladder you don't want to climb.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, without a goal, you can end up at the top of a ladder you really don't want to climb. No matter how little you are, you have the gift of faith. Now, you should use that to imagine the future you want to have. And you should believe in the future that you want to have. Without faith, you will not be able to achieve the impossible. So if you're young and you are surrounded with so many problems and you're wondering, how can I achieve all of this goal? I don't have money. I was speaking to a young guy recently.
Yeah.
He was like, I want to be able to not become a pilot, you know, do something about aircraft, but I don't have money. I'm coming from a challenging background. I said, that's not a problem. The people who did great things in life had challenges. Write that goal down. Believe in it. Have faith in it. Push yourself one day after the other towards it. And before long, you realize that you're really at the top of that ladder that you really want to get to.
Yeah.
And lastly, quickly, is build your leadership capacity. Because if you have a big goal, you're going to need a team. You can never do it alone.
No.
You are not born to do things alone. You want to run a company, you need a team. I am so blessed to have a wonderful team that works with me. And that's why I'm able to do some of the things I can do. All right. So
Okay.
if you're going to achieve good goals, learn how to work with people and learn how